Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and welcome back to another Reviews After Midnight. And this is the 30th episode. I've been doing this for 30 months. That is awesome. So for those of you who are old or new, been following this things, from the beginning, thank you very much for doing that. I really do appreciate it. I have fun doing these, and I really like, that it's once a month because I can, kind of figure out what I want to do and then watch the movie and then think about it and take some notes and go off my list that I use, every month, and hopefully give you folks something to watch or not watch, I guess, depending on the review. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate, all of you. I really do. So on this video or episode, I want to talk about the movie. Well, let's, I always do this. I always do this. So we're going to go off my list here. Okay, so film title. We are going to be discussing the film They Wait. And one of the reasons why I own this is because one of the executive producers is Uwe Boll, who I'm a big fan of. And so I collected all of his movies. I did a interview with him on my channel, John Ward at Dark Park Films, for One Filmmaker, One Film, where we pretty much went over all of his movies, more or less, and talked about First Shift, which is his latest movie. And then after that, because we kind of went through everything quickly, I wanted to spend more time looking at my collection. And I think, except for some of his German films, I own everything but one movie. And this is one that I really couldn't talk about. I I bought it for when I was going to do the interview. I didn't have time to watch everything. I definitely wanted to watch everything that he directed, but this is a an executive producer credit that he has on here, and so I didn't get to it. But for reasons that I can't really get into on why I wanted to watch it, except that it is a Uwe Boll film that I haven't seen, there were or are other reasons to why I wanted to watch this. Um, I, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it's a ghost movie. And it says, can you also include a star rating here? All right. So if I gave, let's see, like a 5 star, like a 1 to 5, I would give this like a 3.5 or close to 4. That's how much I enjoyed it. It's 90 minutes. I was never bored. Um, I I enjoyed it. Surprisingly, there's a little kid actor in it who's pretty good, and so I do uh, I do recommend this. It says down here, bad things happen to those who wait. Not really sure if that works with the film or not, but it might. I'm not going to get really into spoilers on this just because I want you to watch it. So I'm not going to discuss the ending, except that the last 15 minutes I thought were really good. I enjoyed those last 15 minutes quite a bit. There's a review on here from the Toronto International Film Festival that says it's scary as hell. This is it's a combo production. So it is well, it says it's a Canadian horror film. So I think this is the time that uh, Uwe Boll was living in Canada. And so he was part of this. Uh, Looks like, so it says that it was filmed and set in the city of Vancouver in British Columbia, Canada. And it was featured in the 2007 Toronto International Film Festival. But the film does begin in Shanghai, and then it moves to, it looks like, Vancouver. So I thought that this was a joint production, but it looks like it's just made in Canada. Uh, but the disc doesn't have a lot. I really wish that it had audio commentary. It's got deleted scenes and trailer. The deleted scenes are 12 minutes long. There's about 5 deleted scenes that are all in one like viewing. I think there's really only one deleted scene that I went, oh, I wish they would have left that in. Everything else was fine that they removed it. It didn't hurt the story at all. This does star Jamie King, and she, you would know from such films as, I mean, she's been in a lot of stuff. So we'll just quickly go through this here. I mean, it just says this is Wikipedia, like early work from 98 to 2004, breakthrough 2005 to 2008, film and television. Then we got 2009 to present. So she's been out there for a long time. Looks like she started off in 2001 with a movie called Happy Campers. She had to go with the name James King for a while because there was another Jamie at the talent agency that she worked at, which, so for a little bit in the her film and TV credits and stuff, it does say, or I think maybe just film credits, it does say James King. And then eventually she was able to do Jamie King. But we're looking at, let's see, she did like Happy Campers, Below, Pearl Harbor. There you go. You know, she worked, you know, with our man Michael Bay there. Four Faces of God, Slackers, Lone Star State of Mind, Bulletproof Monk, White Chicks, Purdy Persuasion. A lot of these I've seen. Sin City, Two for the Money, Cheaper by the Dozen 2, True True Lie, The Alibi, The Tripper, They Wait, The Spirit, My Bloody Valentine 3D, Fanboys, Waiting Forever, A Fork in the Road, Mother's Day. Yeah, I think I actually turned that one off. Because I like the original better. Red Tails, Silent Night, which is great. The Pardon, Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, which is the sequel to Sin City, Barely Lethal, Bitch, Escape Plan 2, Escape Plan 3, The Extractors. Both of these Escape Plan movies, Donald Wills and myself are going to be reviewing in December and January Stallone movies, Sylvester Stallone films. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing the Expendables movies first and then the Escape Plan films, or it could be vice versa. But last year we did the Rocky movies in December, and then we did the Rambo movies in January. So we're going to continue doing Stallone movies for the end of the year and beginning of the year. So check that out over also on my channel. Ice Cream in the Cupboard, Out of Death, The Codename Banshee, The Resurrection of Charles Manson. She's also producer on that one. Lights Out. That's a different Lights Out than what I'm used to. The James Wan produced one. How to Cook Your Daughter. And then, yeah, she was in a bunch of TV shows, music videos. She's directed 2 short films, The Break-In and Latchkey. Oh, no. It doesn't say director. I'm sorry. It just says short film, and then short film also writer. So she didn't direct those, but she was the writer on one. Yeah, music video, a lot of TV. Oh, TV-wise, she was in Black Summer, which is a zombie movie that I really liked. Main role, she played Rose. Okay, I'll have to go back and check that out. Oh, Transformers. She was in a Transformers animated movie. Robot Chicken. Scream Queens. Oh, she was the host of the reality TV show. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. The OC. So yeah, so she's been in a bunch of stuff. Yeah, music videos like Robbie Williams, The Fray, Lana Del Rey. So she's worked a lot. And then the director of this I also thought was a little interesting. So that is Ernie Barash, and excuse me, he's a film director, screenwriter, and producer. So he has co-producers on the films American Psycho 2, on that one, Cube 2 Hypercube, that's a good one. The first 9.5 weeks, ooh, love 9.5 weeks, but I'm not sure about the first 9.5 weeks. The Cat's Meow was really good. He also did, he wrote and directed Cube Zero, which is the third Cube movie. So that's pretty good. Stir of Echoes, that's with Rob Lowe. That's the sequel to the original Stir of Echoes. So he's done a fair amount of stuff too, starting in like 2004. So Cube Zero, Stir of Echoes 2, They Wait, Hardwired, Rock the House, Ticking Clock, Assassination Games, Six Bullets, Second Chances, Reading, Writing, and Romance, Falcon Rising, Pound of Flesh, that's Van Damme, The Saint, I think that's the TV movie version, A Royal Winter, Christmas Inheritance, Abduction, Holiday in the Wind, Christmas in Rome, Too Close for Christmas, The Great Christmas Switch, and Heat Wave. Did he go over to like the Hallmark Channel for some of these Christmas, all these Christmas movies? Maybe. No, it says Netflix for Christmas Inheritance. The other ones, Holiday in the Wild. It's actually with Rob Lowe and Kirsten Davis. Oh, Hardwired. That's Cuba Gooding Jr. and Val Kilmer. I own that. I got that from Dollar Tree, I think. So yeah, so he's got some, some stuff too. And then of course, on my other two videos, we went over all of the Uwe Boll films. So I'm not going to go over them. So the man who plays her husband is Terry Chin. Michael Biehn has a cameo in this. It's kind of like a with Michael Biehn type of thing. He was most likely there for like one day. There's a scene of him on the street and then the scene of him in a newspaper office. So they probably got him from something like 8 a.m. to like 6 p.m. and just shot those two scenes. But it's always good to see him in movies. So I wish that he, would have done more. Like I said, this is 2007. It does run 89 minutes. And I don't really remember. I don't think there was anything else to. So I'm going to read the back here and then I'm going to read what it says here because sometimes they give totally different synopsis. So let's see. So from the box, it says, after living in Shanghai for 3 years, Sarah, that's Jamie King, her husband, Jason, and her young son, Sammy, who is surprisingly not a bad actor, returned to North America for a family funeral. That's the husband's uncle that they go back to the funeral for. But something strange is going on. Sammy starts seeing ghosts and then falls gravely ill. Traditional Western medicine offers no hope. Sarah turns to a mysterious pharmacist who warns her that her son is being held in the death grip of a living corpse. Sarah must find out what the spirits want if she is to save her son. Time is of the essence. Once the sun rises the next day, the last day of Ghost Month, Sammy will be lost forever. The spirits have spoken. So on here then, on Wikipedia, it says married couple Sarah and Jason and son Sammy traveled to Vancouver for the funeral of their uncle Raymond. During this time, Sammy begins to see ghosts and falls gravely ill. His illness coinciding with the Chinese festival of Ghost Month. After traditional Western medicine fails to help Sammy, Sarah turns to a mysterious pharmacist who tells her that her son is being held in a death grip by a living corpse. Sarah now must find what the spirits want before the last day of Ghost Month, or Sammy will be lost forever. So, what this is, and for those, and see, let's look at it. Okay, so production. We'll look at that first. They Wait was filmed on location in Vancouver in March of 2007. The cities involved in filming were Gastown, Vancouver, and Victoria. All are situated in British Columbia, Canada. So, like I said, the film begins in Shanghai. So anything that is Shanghai must have then been shot in Canada, and they just use stock footage to show, Shanghai. Um, the reception on this. So let's see if people think it was decent, like I did. So on Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds an approval rating of 40% based on 5 reviews, with a weighted average rating of 5.8 out of 10. Joe Layden of Variety wrote that director Ernie Bar Bar it's because of the Barash makes like good use of CGI trickery. In one key scene, he cleverly shocks his audience into laughing, but at heart, he's an old school traditionalist when it comes to scary stuff. The Toronto Star and Real Film both panned the film, with Real Film's David Nusar saying that They Wait is a tedious and downright silly piece of work. Well, I disagree with that. So, um, yeah, I do not agree with this at all. Yeah, there's no like story or anything on here. The so let's see. So let's go back to my list here. What did you expect from the film? No idea. Absolutely no idea. None at all. Um, I was just hoping that it would be good. I was hoping to maybe get a couple good little scares out of it. Like I said, there's 2 reasons of why I wanted to watch this, and one of them is because it's a Uwe Boll film that I have not seen yet. Um, I got a little worried about it when I saw that there was a kid actor in there. But like I said, he did a pretty good job. So I was really just expecting for it to be entertaining. I don't think really the title They Wait is that great. I think maybe they could have come up with a better title. Maybe they were trying to go for like The Sixth Sense, but They Wait type of thing. Not entirely sure, but not the greatest title. It could be better, but whatever, it's fine. What type of film is it? It's a ghost movie. It's a horror film. It's a ghost movie. And so if you like stuff like The Sixth Sense and The Grudge, things like that, you would probably enjoy this. Does it have a message? Not a message for me, but for the people in the film. If you have these traditions that have gone on through it, since it's like the Chinese community, it's Chinatown, it's uh, uh, pretty much Jamie Kennedy and Michael B. Jamie Kennedy, Jamie King and Michael Biehn are like the only 2 white people in the whole movie. Um, Within this community of Japanese people, Japanese families, Japanese traditions that have been going on for a century, you might want to continue doing it, but they don't know that until near the end, that them not doing these traditions could end up being bad. So I'm trying not to do too many spoilers. Uh, um, so what happens in the film? Does the plot make sense? Is it easy to follow? Is it believable? Okay, so what happens in the film? The family gets a message that the dad's or the husband's uncle has died. The whole family flies to Vancouver. They go to his funeral, which is in Chinatown. The uncle is an outstanding figure in the community, and he is loved by everybody. He basically built the community up, gave people jobs, and is looked at as a very important man. Immediately, the kid kind of starts to get drawn into these areas of the church where the funeral is taking place. And he sees this door. He eventually sees this young woman who it looks like she has stockings on, but it's not. It's just like this black kind of goo that's on both of her arms. And slowly but surely, he kind of gets taken over. And then the mom, Jamie King, has to figure out what's going on because the dad has to go back to Shanghai for these really important business deals. So this really is a mother-son movie. And like I said, I don't want to really get into spoilers because I do want you to watch this. It is available on Tubi. That she then kind of like, things like Insidious, which I know is more father and son, or Poltergeist with the mom and Carol Ann, that you have to go into realms that might end up killing you, that, into more supernatural realms to be able to get your kid back. And she does that. There is some CGI in this that I think is a little wonky. Maybe that's because it's 2007, but it is very CGI. It would have been nice to have more practical. But the makeup that is on the corpses is pretty good. So now, people, if you don't know, Ghost Month. So it says here, and this is also on Wikipedia, Ghost Festival. The Ghost Festival, or Hungry Ghost Festival, also known as, I don't know how to pronounce that, and I don't know how to pronounce that. See, because they talk about Taoism, they talk about Buddhism. See, so according to the Chinese calendar, see, the Ghost Festival is on the 15th day of the 7th month. 14th in certain parts of southern China. In Chinese culture, the 15th day of the 7th month in the lunar calendar is called Ghost Day. The 7th month is generally regarded as the ghost month, in which ghosts and spirits, including those of deceased ancestors, come out from their lower realm. So it's on the day Double Ninth Festival, which is in autumn, in which living descendants pay homage to their deceased ancestors. During Ghost Festival, the deceased are believed to be visiting the living. So basically, what it is that it's a month on the Asian calendar, which can be different in different areas, but kind of like, let's say, Day of the Dead, or some of these other days where the dead is celebrated. The Chinese community will leave fruit out. They will like burn money. They basically have, it's a month where they believe that the dead is, that they're back. They're there. They're walking on the street. They're standing right next to them. They are so. But it seems like it's, at least for Ghost Month, that these aren't the friendliest ghosts. So I know that there's some other films that deal with Ghost Month too. But yeah, it doesn't sound like the friendliest of months from what I've read and from what the movie shows. Does the plot make sense? Sure, why not? Because the The little kid hears noises. He goes down into the basement, which is like a whole sewing room that's now been closed down for like 50 years. He sees this ghost girl who has like a big crack in her eye. It's all like messed up, and she's got the those like black arms going on. And when you get touched, uh, that's when the ghost enters you. So then the kid slowly starts, I guess it's like a possession, and ends up in the hospital in a coma. And that's, the dad has to leave. He leaves before that though, so he's not insensitive at least, but he has to go back to work. The mom keeps in contact with him, and eventually he does come back. But it's her journey to save her son. And there is a little bit of racial stuff in this, like the Chinese aunt isn't the biggest fan of her. It's not exactly said why. I'm guessing because she's white. I'm guessing because she, that the aunt would probably like more of a traditional Chinese wife, and instead, the nephew, married an American white girl, and she's very white in this. She's got the blonde hair and everything. So there is a little bit of that. That was my guessing, but it's. I'm just really trying not to do spoilers on this because the ending is pretty cool. Is it easy to follow? Yeah, they explain a lot. When she goes to that kind of mysterious pharmacist, think like the old, I think he's supposed to be Chinese, in Gremlins. I'll say old Asian man in Gremlins, where where the dad gets the mogwai from. It's that type of store. And she goes to him to seek help. So you get a lot of exposition on what's going on, and you get flashbacks. And at one point she does enter the girl's body that has the black arms. So we get all the information we need. I was never confused watching this. Is it believable for the type of movie it is? Sure. As much as, let's say, something like The Sixth Sense is believable, why not? He could see the ghost, she could see the ghost. So it's almost kind of like The Shining in a way, when you have this kind of mysterious pharmacist Asian man who then does tell both of them that they have like the same sense in a way, that they or the same vision, that they can see these demons that are out there, because they do come across one at the beginning of the film in this pharmacist, like a pharmacy where this old guy is at. Who are the main characters and what are they like? So we already know Jamie King. She's the mom. We got the son. We got the dad. There's the aunt. There's the aunt's friends. I believe one of the guys is the brother of the uncle that they're at the funeral for, and then there's another friend. They're all in business together with like this sewing place and all that. Michael Biehn, and then just some random people. Who are the actors playing these parts? We already went through that. Are they good in their parts? Yeah, I would say everybody's good in this. I liked it. So, especially the little kid. I was very impressed with him. What camera work? What is the camera work like? The camera work is nothing to really write home about. It's fine. It's okay. It's. I mean, the picture is clear. We're in focus. The sound is good. The editing is fine. I think that the CGI is a little wonky. Some of it's a little too fast, I think. Maybe because it's wonky, they did it fast. But I yeah, I don't. There aren't really any scenes in this where I went, "Ooh, that's a cool shot." So, but the camera work is fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. If there were special effects, what were they like? Some practical, like the makeup on the girl's face. There's other ghosts that have some makeup on, so they looked fine. Are there beautiful scenes? Not really. No, I wouldn't say beautiful. Maybe if this was released on Blu-ray or 4K, it might look a lot better. Are there moments where the camera is used in an interesting way? No, not really. The camera does its job. It tells us what we need to know and what we need to see. So it is fine, but nothing jumped out at me. Like saying, "Ooh, I want to steal that shot for one of my movies." There was nothing like that in it. Did you enjoy the film? Uh, yeah, yeah. Gave it like three and a half to 4 stars out of 5. What were its good and bad points? So the only bad points that I really think were in this is kind of the wonky CGI. It is 90 minutes, so that's fine. I wasn't bored, but I did look at the clock every once in a while. Because there are some areas that are a little bit of a slow burn. But I think those last 15 minutes where it kind of kicked in a little bit more, it was worth it. What scene in particular did you enjoy or remember? Why was it good? I think I like all the stuff with the little kid because he just did a good job. He follows around the girl with the cut in her face, with the black on her arms, and I liked all that. Um, there's a scene where he pulls something out of a trunk that I liked. I'm not going to say what it is. Um, yeah, I can't really. Just everything is adequate. Everything works, but it's not dynamic. It does its job, but um, so yeah, there's stuff in it that I did. Well, one thing that I did like is that it takes very little for the husband to believe her. So when she's talking about all of this, there's a ghost girl. There's a history that gets revealed. When the husband comes back from Shanghai, at first she's like bound to the bed in a hospital, and that's because she goes to see the the old pharmacist guy, and he gives her a routine to do to be able to like enter the spirit world, and she has to inject herself. And it looks like somebody, and it's not a deleted scene, but it looks like somebody must have found her and she was passed out, so they brought her to the hospital and they thought maybe that she killed herself or tried to kill herself. And so he's like, well, the restraints are on you for a reason, to protect you. When she tells him everything that she has found out, at first he's like, come on. And then he confronts one of our main characters, which confirms what he has believed or what she has told him. And then he believes her from there on out. So it takes very little for him to believe her, which I really liked. Where in a lot of movies, one of the two, like the husband or the wife, would be like, oh, come on, you're silly. 60 minutes later, all of a sudden they believe him. In this, it maybe only takes like 2 minutes, and he believes her. And I like that because that's, to me, that's what a marriage should be, is that you really should be believing and sticking up for the person that you married. And there's a couple of times where people do make kind of nasty comments to his wife, and he's like, hey, whoa, whoa, like he steps up, he like steps in front of her and kind of defends her. And I like that. I like that he was a man and believed his wife. So, and plus, it is his kid. So if she is right, they got to do something to save him because there is a time clock. They have to confront this demon before sunrise. Otherwise, he's taken forever because it's the last day of Ghost Month. Um, what scene did you particularly not enjoy? Why was it bad? Nothing. if they would have left in some of the deleted scenes, I think I would have gone like, oh, that's not necessary, because it would have made the movie about 10 minutes longer, which we didn't need. So except for the wonky CGI, I can't really think of anything. And I just always like Michael Biehn in movies. I've been a fan of his since The Fan. If you remember that film from like 1981, that was before Terminator. He made the with Lauren Bacall, The Fan. I've liked him since that. So it's always nice to see him and stuff. Would you recommend this film to what sort of people and why? I do recommend this film. If you enjoy, like I said, ghost movies, The Sixth Sense, The Grudge, it's not J horror. It's, even though this is, and I know J horror is Japanese, but you do have stuff like Chinese Ghost Story and stuff. So even though this is a, which is why I thought maybe it was a joint company between like Canada and maybe like a Chinese company. If you like those type of movies, the J horror films or the Chinese ghost movies and stuff, or just traditional ghost movies, I think that you would enjoy this. And our last on here is, are there any other films you could compare them to? And I just did. So there you go. Oh, there are a couple. I'm going to mention a couple flubs that I saw. There is a, if I can remember them, I know there's 3. Okay, remember 2. One is Jamie King has had a traumatic day because of her son. So instead of lying down, she goes to take a shower. In the shower is fine. It's from like here up. Like there's no nudity. So it's from like here up, which you would expect from somebody who's done the amount of movies and stuff that she's done. She's not going to get naked. But when she leans out of the shower and grabs her towel, you can clearly see an Ace Band-Aid that's wrapped around her a few times. Like she looks like the Mummy. And I guess they didn't catch it because it's, I mean, unless they shot it a couple times and there was just no way of avoiding it, but it is clearly on screen. I went back and double checked. I thought maybe she put, like she was in the shower, she turns the water off because she thinks she hears somebody. There's maybe a towel inside the shower that's like cream colored or like flesh colored, and she puts it on only then to open the door and then grab out the actual towel that then she starts drying herself off with. But no, I think it's to cover her breasts, and the Band-Aid went up too high and you could see it, and it really does look like something a mummy would be wrapped in. So that was very noticeable in a couple shots. So I'm surprised that nobody caught that. Or they did one of these things of, well, if the viewer is paying attention to these Ace bandages, then they're not paying attention to the movie, so screw them. Well, it's very obvious, and you do have Jamie King in the shower, so why would I not be, having my fingers crossed? So there's that. That was a little kind of funny, and then her son is in an ambulance, and as we're getting an over the head shot of the ambulance, which is fine, and then we cut to the side, and as the camera follows with it, the name of the ambulance company is blurred out. So I'm guessing that they never got permission to use that ambulance's, like that company. So they had to blur it out, which I always find it does take me out of the movie a little bit, because it just, it just does. I hate that. I expected in low budget movies, something like I would make, because you may not get permission to use that Snickers bar, and then you got to, damn it, now I got to blur it out or go back and reshoot it with Snockers. It's a Snockers bar now, and make up the the wrapper for it. And then there was a third thing. I can't think of it. There were 3 things in there that I caught. Well, those were the two big ones that stood out. So maybe it was only two, but I think that there were three. But oh well. But okay, so that is my review for They Wait. Go check it out, and it's on Tubi, and let me know what you think of it. I think it's maybe a film that you guys don't know about, and it's worth watching. So and these people, the director and Jimmy King and stuff, had made some other films that are good too. So check their movies out. So, all right, everybody, thank you very much. I appreciate you watching this, and I will see you next month on another Reviews After Midnight. Okay.